Heyo.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to Cracked Party. We're live today with the esteemed artist Vnderworld, the gritty artist, the underground artist,
Keeping it underground.
Vnderworld artist. Only underground because of X's censorship. That's not making any sense. Good golly.
Yeah, you know, it's I have a niche. I serve a niche.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's certain communities for the type of work I make. But yeah, X has been ever since I sent some pictures of hell to Peter Thiel and tagged him. I've just been getting shitted on, dude. I was in Berkeley the weekend that he was doing his seminar. I was at this AI, this weird ass trippy AI existential crisis AI event. It was all about like AI consciousness and art. It was very, very weird. But Peter was in town that week doing his Antichrist seminar, and I like tagged him in some pieces of art I'd made, and like that is literally when my account just started to really like get fucked over. Search bans,
Gosh,
everything.
Dude, yeah, no, it was so weird. Like literally, if I look you up right now, okay, I was just realizing this. Also, Buddha just put this out. I'm like, this reminds me of Jaws, and I think it's so funny. Let's see. If I look you up, I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, what? I was like, wait, am I typing it right? I was like, huh? I was super tripping out, and then I'm like, oh no, I actually no, like this is correct. Like,
yeah, it's been like that for like 3 months.
Literally just
now.
has you shadow banned.
I mean, I've been posting some pretty crazy stuff for like a couple years now, and like typically, once a month, I'll get like a 2 or 3 day shadow ban where you can't search me. I'm not getting like I can tell right away because I'll post something and it'll just get like 5 views. I'll be like, okay, yeah, something's up. Yeah, something's up. But that
Welcome,
goes away.
Alex.
That goes away after like 2 or 3 days. Now we're sitting here at like 2 or 3 months. So I think I'm fucked.
Is this your living? Like this is what?
Bitch, I ain't making no fucking money on X. What are you talking about? Is this my
okay?
This is my livelihood. I mean, this is where I get to post art, dude, and like I need to have my art seen. Like I need people just to view it. Like I create for me, but like I want people to like see it and be inspired because that's the inspiration loop. And like if I'm making art for people to see and they're not seeing it and can't potentially be inspired by it, then I'm fucking pissed off. And but yeah, no, I mean I make money from AI like I have an AI business I started a year ago.
Okay. Very smart.
So
wow.
Like I just landed a contract this week to do a 90-minute history of rock visuals for a traveling cover band that is going through like the time periods of rock put on by like the Leeds heart surgeon in Canada who like I don't know why I'm talking to him, but I did some work for the University of Canada last year. Actually, at the beginning of the year, they had me teach some AI seminar and recorded some webinar on it. I have no idea. They paid me like $1,000 to go talk about AI shit. But like since then, yeah, I've been finding just random clients word of mouth from my content.
Okay.
They see it, and I've done death metal music videos for like my favorite slam metal band in Germany, Gut Rectomy. And they just like they hit me up. They're like, "Yeah, we saw it." I might have tagged them, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll commission you." They didn't pay me fuck all, but like they're a sick ass band I like to listen to. It's a sick.
But you
music
made
video.
some for.
Yeah, dude, I made a music
Okay.
video with a
Dude.
demon like ushering in the apocalypse and destroying the world. It was sick.
Wow. Is that are there no boobies in that? Is that something I could screen share?
Yeah. Look up gut rectomy. And then I think it's Throne of Ashes.
Throne of more like asses. Okay, Throne of Ashes official music video. Yeah. Okay. Do you know the band Sodom?
Isn't that like an 80s band? They're a little bit older.
No, they're thrash metal band from Germany, and I just thought I'd mention them because I know that because you said these guys are from German, so German. But let's see
them up. Huh. Yeah, 87 to 89. Yeah, no, I'm familiar with Sodom. They're still doing
yeah,
shit,
okay.
Yeah, they're active in the 80s from 82. They're kind of like
so
they're a little more like
here?
power. Yeah, I created this whole music video for them a year ago. Actually, I started the project last November. So this is what I was doing a year ago with AI video.
Wow. And what's so cool too is that AI works like the weird fuck ups that AI does works perfectly for demons and stuff, for hellscapes, because it's just like, oh, those fingers are normal. Oh, like that extra, like whatever that thing just did, that just plays into the imagination of like, I don't know. It's weird because the way AI renders things sometimes, it's like the same way my dreams glitch out when my dreams become lucid and I'm like actually trying to observe my dream and I notice things not being normal, and it's like how similar is AI to what's going on in our heads when we dream?
To what we're experiencing. You know? What, dude? 1,000%. Like,
like,
so like
oh, dude, this is sick. I like this.
About the journey here. I was like deep into. I was born in '92. I grew up in the Bay Area in California. You know, I was always like on top of like new tech. You know, like the first MP3 players before the iPod came out, and like, you know, just was always just like doing new shit with tech, and like got into iDozer early on, which are like binaural beats. iDozer are like
okay,
brainwave drugs, and they could reenact like I was in middle school, dude, trying to get fucking high, like. So I got deep into that and like deep in the lucid dreaming, and then I like all the lucid dreaming I was doing was like causing me to have really bad sleep paralysis. But like through all this whole experience,
you got some sleep paralysis monster stories,
getting into astral projection, and I do have a lot of sleep paralysis dreams. I'm a very big dreamer. I dream like every night. I can remember dreams that I had like when I was 5 years old.
Wow.
I live for the dream state, and I will say that like. Yes, we are full. Like being in AI the last 3 years has fully convinced me that we are completely in a simulation, that our brains are just quantum antennas receiving consciousness from a spiritual realm that we cannot physically perceive at all. And it's just like, that is what's keeping us going. And it's projecting imagery into our head, just like the early AI video models, Deforum was the first one with stable diffusion. It came out in October 2022. It was the first time I did any AI video, and really the first that it came out. And it was a sequence of dreamscapes. It was just like keyframing between ideas and prompts, and then figuring out how to like interpolate between it. And ever since then, I've been convinced that like, yeah, AI is just going to tell us and show us that we're completely like in a simulation. And that is going to be the great awakening that happens in the next 10 years, if they allow that information to get from the AI to the masses.
Okay. Man. Okay, so what you said about lucid dreaming and sleep paralysis, actually I have a crazy question for you. So I've experienced some things within that too, and have you ever seen your sleep paralysis monster inside your dream while you're lucid dreaming? Like, not once you've woken up
No,
and you see it
no,
standing there,
I
but
do
while you're
not
in the
believe
dream.
so. No.
Okay.
And so the first time it had really appeared
Because
to
I
me,
had that, and
yeah, the first time it was actually very,
and it was
it was
terrifying.
auditory. It was audible.
Oh,
So yeah, I couldn't see it, but I could feel its presence and I could hear it laughing. It's actually really crazy. It was one of my like first real experiences with it. It fucked me up. I was in high school. I I was kind of just like a troublesome kid, so I got sent to a military boarding school my last 2 years of high school, and we were just like abusing the shit out of Robitussin, and like
okay,
and Benadryl, and so like
and
yeah,
Benadryl, yep.
you know that was I think when like a Reddit thread about Benadryl was starting to go around and people seeing basically that entity. And that's really when it started with me. I definitely think I induced I awoke my sleep paralysis demon. He first showed to me when I was like having a dream of me being back at my old house and I was stuck in my bed and like my body started to levitate above the bed and start to pull apart into like micro cubes. All my molecules started to separate and like I just started I felt him for the first time and he started laughing and I as my body snapped together, my whole house like went up in the flames instantly. And like he started laughing, dude. I was just like, Jesus, get back. Because I know demons hate the word Jesus. I know they use that.
They do.
They hate it. Even if you want to believe it or not.
I had a friend having a bad
fucking hate it,
ashwagandha trip.
Yeah.
Or not ashwagandha. I had a friend having a bad ayahuasca trip, and he had a chair that was like floating in the air and like wigging out, and like he just said, "I am Jesus," and the chair just stopped.
Yeah, dude.
Moving. I'm
demons
like,
fucking
yeah, it's
hate
weird.
that word.
They do, man. It's fascinating. That's
why I gotta get some crucifixes up in my heart sometimes, dude. just so the demons and the work stay at bay.
Maybe they'll help the algorithm. Maybe they'll unshadow ban you. They'll lift the shadow ban, you know.
10 times more.
That's great. Yeah. So when did you first like get into the creative stuff? Like what was
Oh man, I mean I like
if parents inspired you or
I was my first real experiences with art were on the computer in 1995. I had a Macintosh computer. Okay. I was 3-4 years old. This was preschool. And my parents had this program called KidPix. And KidPix was just like early version of like pre-Photoshop. It was basically like Draw or whatever Paint is, MS Paint. It was like the earliest version of that is on Macintosh computer. And like I started fucking around with that and just like making textures, and I would print it off on the printer at home and my parents would always get pissed because I'd be using up all the ink. And like that was my first foray into that. Is my audio good? Kid Crayon says it's
No,
not.
it's good.
Okay.
Oh.
Besides,
Is my audio choppy? Is my audio cutting in and out?
I don't think
I
it's
really
like
hope
really
not.
synced with your lips well, but it's like not. It's not that delayed.
Okay. I literally went to Best Buy today to try and pick up a camera and a mic for this, but they didn't have what I was looking for quite yet. So I'm just gonna get it off of Amazon. Hopefully there's something going on with like cyber deals or whatever, Black Friday. Yeah. I use my phone. My phone is Wi-Fi to the computer. And my phone is my webcam and mic. So
No, for sure.
yeah.
But beyond that, like, digital art was like my first like real memorable instance of creating and like having and enjoying it. But I drew a lot as a kid, and like I couldn't focus in school and shit, and I'd always just draw. And so like I remember some of my like earliest art from like kindergarten. My parents would like take us to church and shit, and I was just like obsessed with the crucifix actually, and I would always draw like really bloody Jesus crucifixes on everything, and like drip the red paint on it, and like drip the take the marker and squeeze it against it, and like that was just like getting like very Christian imagery stuck in my head of like brutal stories from the Bible.
Exactly. Wow.
Yeah. And so I draw like all of church. As a very like ADHD child, I did all the testing and it was like in the lowest 2 percentile in the nation on a bunch of different tests, and like just very ADHD, and like had the draw to get like pay attention. Like you'd think I wouldn't be paying attention because I'd be drawing or like doing shit, but like that's how my brain can like focus and think. Like I have to be active doing something. If I'm sitting still trying to listen, I just like everything just like floods in and leaves immediately.
Yeah. I really relate to that actually. I feel that. Are your notebooks like growing up in school?
I do. My teachers at teacher conferences, this is advanced algebra. This is not an art class. He needs to get his notebook in order. And it was just like the drawing was like a trident with like a demon's head decapitated. It's like, this is sick though, right? Like,
this is sick. Exactly.
I was always drawing crazy ass shit in high school. My first 2 years of high school, I went to an all boys school in San Jose called Bellarmine, and it was fucking funny. In the Bay Area, like everyone's just like, you just grow up a little bit quicker. It's the Bay Area way, and like we're just pieces of shit. We're smoking a lot of weed and drinking and doing blow, and like freshman, sophomore year of high school, and like we were just kind of fuck ups. And if you left your desk, dude, your notebook was destroyed. We would just draw giant dicks all over it, like
oh my god, just savagery,
just badass veiny dicks on every page, and just dude. So I'm a really good dick drawer.
Really good. That's hilarious.
I can draw a real veiny motherfucker,
I've never heard someone describe a dick as like a badass veiny dick. That's so funny. That needs to be like I want think, that
like,
in like
Super Bad had just
on a
come
shirt
out too, where he was like drawing dicks in Super Bad, and like we were just dude. Humor was good back then. Humor kicked ass back then.
It did. What happened?
I mean, I could tell you what happened.
What happened in your scape? What do you? Yeah, what did you see?
Well, what I really think happened is everything just started to switch up. Like the Mayans didn't think it was going to be the end of the fucking world. They knew that we were going into a complete shift, and like our timeline shifted, right? And so we
Oh, that's
shifted
what they
in
were announcing.
2012.
The Mayans were
Yeah,
announcing it.
we were shifting into a whole new like paradigm essentially, and it was the beginning of the last paradigm. This is the final
I
paradigm.
can get behind that.
Yeah.
Okay. The final paradigm that's gonna end in the second coming, essentially, something like that.
Dude,
Like, is that like
who knows on that?
right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know, dude. Like religion itself, like man's attempt to conceptualize God to humanity and humanity to itself, like that is so like you can't like really ever trust anything with religion, and then you I definitely think that there's something interesting with um unadulterated Christianity pre-Catholicism and pre-Jesuit. So Jesuits are like the highest order of controlling the narrative on
Okay.
spirituality and spiritual entities.
I don't like those.
Yeah. And so like there's definitely like something outside of our purview here on the physical realm that we can't really see or
Mm-hmm.
comprehend. We may be able to get a glimpse of through psychedelics because that changes our our antenna. It redials our antenna
Mm-hmm.
in to a different wavelength. But the brain's just a quantum antenna. And like we're only supposed to
Okay.
experience this in this antenna wavelength. And so that antenna
Okay.
wavelength got fucked up in 2012. And everything and the shift happened. And now what? I don't fucking know, dude. I'm just a passenger. I just got my helmet strapped on for the ride. You know, like now what?
Right on.
I don't know. Study some ancient texts and toss it into large language models to decipher and understand. It's the first time we can do that.
It really is. Yeah. Did you hear about them trying to map the DMT plane?
No, tell me about that. Here,
Um,
I'm gonna take a couple bites of my burger real quick. Excuse me. I
do it, man.
didn't eat
Enjoy
all
that
day.
burger. You're good, man. Yeah, it was just it was years ago when I was doing research on psychedelics. I came across there's people that are basically slow dripping DMT to like IV or something ridiculous in like labs to keep themselves in the DMT realm as long as possible, and they're like mapping it out and figuring out that it's like actually
Yes,
a
I've definitely
navigatable
heard of it.
place where
Yeah,
you
yes,
can
yes, yes.
okay, yeah, where it's like you can go to the same place again and you can go it's crazy. It's very weird. Yeah, what are some lessons that you've gathered from psychedelics? What are some eye-opening some things that it really kind of changed for you?
I got into psychedelics. Started with the mushrooms. And mushrooms are like really good, especially in like a mid dose. Like, yeah, you know, do your heroic dose, get it out of the way when you're young, but like, you know,
Okay.
do a full eighth, but like, don't do that
Right.
ever again if you need to. Like, you should only have to do that once in
Right.
your life. maybe twice. Beyond that, like, dude, I think I was just on a very strict drug regimen of like once a month mushrooms, just in like a gram and a half dosage, and like it's just enough for you to like really like dive deep onto inner self and like figure out what's fucked up about you, and to like reflect on it and go through the process of like shame and guilt for that generalized anxiety that people get when they smoke weed that usually don't, that like where you really like go deep in, you just like feel tripped out, and you like it's almost like you kind of like reflect on all your past errors and mistakes, and then like at the end of the trip, when you come out of the trip, you're able to like, okay, I absorbed that and I was able to feel that, and I was able to take that input and then change myself accordingly. Yeah.
Okay.
And so like
I'm just waving bye to Kid.
oh, Kid, peace, bro. Later. So like that's with mushrooms. I was an acid freak for like a long time. Like I don't think there's anything good to come from that for me. I was just like I was abusing acid. I think I went
Really? Okay.
Yeah, no, I was selling acid with a buddy who's actually just hit me up recently, who's just been perma tripping for years now. And so I've seen a lot of people
Really?
just
Okay.
go at full perma trip, like full psychosis, full schizophrenia. And it's not like it's like the acid triggered that in them. It's that they had it in them and it just like came out around the same time.
Yeah, I remember researching that a lot. Where
Mhm.
like LSD brings out underlying psychosis if you already have it. Yeah. Crap. Is he?
Dude, I've lost
Does he have a
a
job?
bunch
Does
of
he get to
friends.
work?
No, dude, he does not have a job. He just hit me up for $2,000 because I apparently broke his laptop
Oh,
10 years ago when we were selling
yep.
acid and blow together. I'm like, dude, no, get the fuck
Dude.
out of here, bro. He's like, oh, so you don't remember? I'm like, no, dude. Remember when I
Like
yeah,
what?
I'm just like, yeah, dude.
Like you could have asked me that. You could have asked me that years ago
He
when it
probably
was
fucking
maybe
did, dude. I
relevant.
just told him to fuck off again. But yeah, I
He
mean, it's
just
tough to
wanted to
see
fuck
people
up
go
again. That's
through
fair.
that and like feel like I probably had a phase of that at some point in my life where I was just like really perma tripping and like high functioning perma tripper.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, it does. It does. I've had friends that have been like that. And I was always the very calculated tripper where I could count and tell you every one of my trips because it was going in for like a reason. You know,
Yeah.
it was like I have a reason that I'm doing this. And yeah. Like
My
I've
reason
never like
was
gone tripping at like a rave.
completely just like disassociate and enjoy my time and like
Right.
just completely
Yeah.
break out of this to be in this.
I need to do that. I need to still do that at one point in
Yeah.
my life. You know, I have yet to just have a trip where there's nothing that I'm trying to figure out. There's nothing that I like where I'm just tripping because I'm here to have
It's
a
a
good
party,
freaking
dude.
time. And
Yeah.
I want to have that. Yeah. I've had moments within the trip where it's like that and it's insane, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like gosh. Yeah, I've experienced some wild things on trips. Wild, you know, like
Totally.
I bet you have too. I can't even imagine. I can't imagine going like 48 hours straight in a trip. I can't imagine that.
Yeah, dude, I mean, so like after college, I like I was going to Santa Clara University, which is kind of near San Jose in the Bay Area. It's like the South Bay Area. It's where like, all the big tech companies started and then they all moved up to San Francisco.
Mhm.
Like I was working in tech you know, making like really good money, living in the city, just like a really
Wow.
big coke habit, and like would just black out like multiple times a week, just drunk, partying, and like someone would be like, "Yeah, dude, you were like handing out acid to everyone," and I had this vial of acid that I bought for it was 100 hits for $100, liquid acid in a
Damn.
little
Yeah.
dropper vial, and I was like, "Yeah, this is sick, dude." Like,
Probably a
I,
lot more than 100 hits in that vial. No.
dude, I milked it for a long time, dude.
A vial is usually closer to like 1,000 hits. Like it's hard to
Dude,
get
everyone
only
was all
100 hits
fucked
in
up
a
when we were,
vial.
yeah. So that
Yeah.
lasted me like a good year and a half, and like I didn't sell any of it at that time. I was like, I'm working a job. I don't need to sell acid. I think I gave a homie like
Uh-huh.
maybe 10 hits from that for
Uh-huh.
some trip that he had for him and a bunch of friends. And I was like, that was it. Other than that, like I would just like continually dose every like twice a month, 3 times a month. Just I don't even remember when. A lot of raves, a lot of parties in the Bay Area. Um, just tripping fucking balls, dude.
So I noticed a lot of your artwork kind of I've been really digging the vibe of the marbles and the pink and the flamingos and the surrealism and the crocodiles, and it screams Miami, but you're talking about Bay Area parties, right? What's kind of crossover there?
I'm making that
You
art right
I see.
now for Art Basel Miami.
Okay,
Yeah.
yep. Mm-hmm. Okay,
So
bet.
I'm making that
Dude, the flamingo and
specifically
roller skate.
for Miami right now. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, Florida's chill. I haven't spent much time there. You know, we grew up going. We had like a timeshare with my extended family, like cousins and shit, for like a couple of years. But I think that got destroyed in a hurricane. So like, I didn't spend much time in Florida. No, born in Michigan,
Okay.
grew up in California.
Okay. And now you're in Portland, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I moved to Portland 2018, 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, the city was just fucking grinding my soul down, dude. Like truly could
Yeah.
feel like my soul feeling grounded down under those fluorescent lights, working in tech, living tech, living and breathing tech, being a tech bro. Being a tech bro sucks. Sure, I made
Mm-hmm.
good money, but like I grounded my soul down to a pulp and
Yeah.
buried it in a mound of cocaine and acid and every other thing you can think of.
I've heard those two go incredibly together.
Well, I mean, I'll Jedi flip any day of the week, man. Give me some moon rock. I'll crush up some moon rock. I'll
Yeah. So the orgiastic parties and stuff that you display in your work, was that really like the scene that you kind of came from? Because I know stuff like that. I know parties and scenes like that really do exist.
totally.
I have a friend in Germany that walked into a party not knowing exactly what it was going to be, and there was a girl duct taped to the ceiling with a guy on a ladder just vigorously fingering her while she's duct taped to the ceiling. I'm like,
The
okay,
Germans the
so
Germans
when
truly
I
know how to do it. Yeah,
they know,
the Germans
exactly.
really do know how to have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, what? I think it's just me like this is just what I want to see, dude. And and you know, it's good to like, yeah, it's good to just, you know, like separate some like life stuff from art, right? And so like at that time I wasn't making any art, but I'd always use art to fucking get pussy, you know, like art chicks are banging,
Okay.
right? So like, you know, it's an easy, you know, if you can draw a little bit, it's an easy back. So like, so yeah, I met a lot of interesting people through art and
There's
a lot
another good shirt, man.
of
Another shirt. Art chicks are banging.
something like that. But yeah, I never like art was really like escape for me in school, in class. I'd always, and like I did it not just for myself in class. Like after a while, like I was good at drawing, and so like I would draw shit for people or like people around me, and like, you know, get a rise out of people. Draw some fucking weird ass shit and get a rise out. Like, what are you drawing? What is Grizz drawing over there? You know, like that shit's crazy. And so I like the shock factor in art and like getting a rise out of people, because everything else other than that is just, it's fucking schoolwork. It's boring.
Yes. Yeah. No, jobs eat at my soul. Schoolwork ate at my soul. You know, anything that didn't like it's yeah.
Well, we're conditioned.
Just want to create.
School changed in the 70s, man, and school went from learning to think, and school became learning to work. And they trained you
So
to become a good worker, so that you then go into the 9 to 5 pipeline. And they basically extended slavery.
So you are. I'm curious if you know about this. So in the late 1800s, the people, essentially fascists at the time that ran our country, that ran the backbone of it, they looked at the Prussian military system, where they trained from a very young age, systematically taught all young men to become brainwashed, obedient cogs in their military system. And they were inspired by that and built up our education system at the cusp of the Industrial Revolution to create brainwashed, obedient cogs in factories. And that was why schooling was created to begin with. Like that is like exactly like total, like it's fucked. It's fucked. Like that was literally the purpose. Like they didn't even, like, they tried to hide it, but it's not even like hidden. And the education system has not been reformed or changed since then. And it's just been to build out and fill out the bottom
I think
of these corporate pyramids.
I can't really talk to, you know, pre-1900s education system. What I can talk to is like 40s and 50s education system and 60s, and then how it made a change in 70s. In the 50s and 60s,
I didn't know there was a change in the 70s. Yeah, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it went to merit based versus skill. It went to they switched it. And I'll have to do some research and actually like give you what it actually was that changed.
Like they went to like checking boxes. Like
they were
checking boxes instead of
learning
like,
skill sets. School used to be about learning skill sets, right? And then it went to checking boxes. It went to the things that will never be applicable into your real world. We go to school and we learn a bunch of shit that you'll never use. Or my millennial generation, we learned a bunch of shit that could not get applied out of life. All it was conditioning. And that changed in around the 70s when they went to more merit-based for skill-based.
Okay. I thought it was always like that because of the Prussian
I mean,
inspired education system. So,
per-
but it sounds like they just made it
I think
worse.
education in general,
They made it worse.
they figured out how to condition the animals better. It
Mhm.
started off by but people learned too many skills, and people learned to think and critical think, and like we had to remove that from the equation so that people wouldn't break free from their matrix that they built, which was the 9 to 5 corporate slave job. And that is to keep us from questioning things, from pushing too far outside of the boundaries, and actually challenging the norms of our society and our culture, which were stripped away from us. We used to be so much more advanced. We were told that we weren't as advanced back then, and we only became that in the Industrial Revolution. But I think all of our history post 1800, post even 1900, is skewed completely. And what we think we know versus what it really was is completely fucking resold to us, and has been controlled by the Jesuit order from the longest time to change that narrative all throughout history. But like, we used to be extremely advanced. We have a telepathic brain. We were never supposed to use language. Words aren't supposed to be a thing for us. Words are just used to control us. We are telepathic speakers and communicators as a species.
Okay. I can see why you'd say that. So I had one of my acid trips, I had this crazy moment. It's funny, I explained this came up in the conversation with Booter too. We were talking about synesthesia. There was this instance where I was tripping. It was my first intense trip where I took more than one tab, and I remember seeing people were like cooking bacon in the kitchen, and then suddenly everything went silent. Like I was underwater. Everything was really muffled. I couldn't make out what people were saying, but colors started gushing out of their mouths and swirling and doing things, and I could just understand what they were saying. I couldn't hear what they were saying, but I knew what they were saying because of the colors and stuff that was gushing out of their mouths. And then eventually they handed me a piece of bacon, and I was like, whoa, bacon, and I put it into my mouth, and then my fingers were bacon, and so I freaked out, and I pulled the bacon out of my mouth thinking I was about to eat my fingers, and then the sound came back and the colors went away, and I had an epiphany thinking, is this like the Tower of Babel, right? It was all about right. That's what you were just saying. Made me think about the Tower of Babel, right? Where it's like, yeah, exactly.
So like, I try not to be spiritual, but like, it's talked about in so the Bible has been fucking raped and pillaged over the years by religious institutions. The unadulterated Bible is so fucking fascinating.
Dude, like I've been trying to collect these. I'm trying to start a morning Bible study, going like verse by verse through like the most original Bible versions that I could find. Sick. So like the closest to thank you, man. Like the closest one I've come to is the Lexham English Septuagint, and it has like 88 extra books in it, just in the Old Testament.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, shoot, but then I also need to buy the book of Enoch because that's missing from here. You know,
that's the most important one. The book of Enoch. Dude, I've been talking about the book of Enoch since the paradigm shift happened. So I first became aware of it in 2012 when I first started really doing acid.
Oh.
So like,
okay.
I graduated high school in 2010. I started working at like one of the first dispensaries in the San Jose area. Back then, it wasn't even decriminalized. It wasn't decriminalized. It was like medical. So like, I had to have a medical card, and you just got into like psychedelics through my introduction into the pot industry. and through this group called MAPS,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is now an acronym
uh-huh.
for something
Dude,
totally different. But the MAPS research for psychedelics.
I've wanted to work with them, dude. I've followed their research on YouTube for like a decade.
Yeah, I almost started to work with them in. I grew up near Santa Cruz, which is like where they were kind of organized at the time, and like I really thought about it for a bit, but I instead just got into psychedelics really hard and like I started to question everything. I started to really go down a rabbit hole of questioning things, and like that was when, like, at the time, like I still thought that like not like terrorists did 9/11. I still thought terrorists did 9/11, dude. That's where I was at by 2012. And I was convinced, and everyone else was like, there was no way that our government would do that to us. And it's just like, what has changed in 10 years since the paradigm shift, dude? You can't talk to a, how old are you?
What do you
Andrew?
mean?
How old are you?
29.
Okay, so like you can't talk to anyone in their 20s right now, any Gen Z kids that don't at some point in their life go, yeah, the government did 9/11. Like they did some study in like Gen Z specifically. They were like exponentially higher than millennials, Gen Xers, and boomers in thinking that the government had a part to do in 9/11. It was like 60% of Gen Zers believed that was true.
Wait, the youngest generation?
Yes, because they are the generation of information. You guys are the first ones to really be on the fucking internet all the time, and information's abundant. I just started like seeing what was the fucking Zeitgeist. Zeitgeist.
7. Like, did you know about? Oh yeah, dude, we watched that documentary on 9/11 and live streamed it. I hosted a watch.
No shit.
I tried to host watch parties to watch conspiracy videos and stuff. Yeah,
I'm all about it, dude. Yeah, Zeitgeist.
Oh yeah, man. I'll DM you when we do something like that again.
I was making like YouTube longboarding videos. I was like into speedboarding and going downhill hella fast on my skateboard and like hill bombing, like the very like.
Oh yeah, that.
I was doing that before people knew it was a thing, and I had like the first GoPro model ever, and like I got into YouTube that way, and YouTube wasn't really a thing. Really, like it was, and like people watch some cat videos, and like, I'd rather go to E-Bombs World for that, but like that's where information, and that's where I first saw Zeitgeist because someone put it on YouTube.
Okay.
And so that is when information really started to become abundant, right? In the Bible and in the days of end, knowledge will become abundant. Everyone will have access to everything. That's what we're seeing happen right now, especially now that we're introducing AI into this conversation. Whew. Information's abundant, dude. We will have unless OpenAI keeps control of language models and other models become outlawed over time, we should have a great awakening.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're going to. We're going to be controlled and become even more of a slaves to the system. I'm hoping for the best.
Right. Hoping for the best. Elon thinks that it's going to work out where we're just going to live these beautiful lives where everything's automated. But
I called it a year and a half ago. I was like, Elon's going to be the Antichrist. Elon will usher in the Antichrist.
Yeah, right. I can see it. I can see it. Genuinely, yeah. So 2012 is when you learned about Building 7, and you're like,
so when I started,
wait, there was a third building. There was a third building that collapsed, and it collapsed the same way because of a fire.
I started to question everything. It actually took me about a year or two to fully come around. Like for a year or two, I really had to question things and like trip out and do a lot of research and learned about the Book of Enoch. I was taking a lot of courses on Judaism. I went to a Jesuit college. Santa Clara is a Jesuit college. And like I had to take a lot of religion classes, and I did a lot of religion before that. But like these classes, I really specifically focused on Judeo-Christianity and Islam. I was very fascinated with Abrahamic religions because like
Yeah.
that is the most important. Everything comes from that. Everything is just, and even Islam is kind of modeled off of Judeo-Christianity in a sense, but everything is even if it predates it. See, fallen angels were given knowledge to try the before even Christianity became a mainstream thing. They came here with knowledge that it would become a thing, and they tried to implant ideologies that would be similar to it to throw people off. And so, like, I did a whole deep dive into just everything religion based, and I like came out the other end, and I was like, dude, I think I'm like a Christian mystic. I think that's like what I like summed myself up to. I'm like, I think there's something really interesting with Christianity. I think Judaism might be like like the precursor to Luciferianism, and like ancient Kabbalah and all of that is deeply rooted in ancient Sumerianism, and that is the fallen angels, the Nephilim, and the Anunnaki, and like that is just it being passed down and regurgitated to oppose this Christian force. And like I think I battled with that for the longest time, and like even up until this point today, like I think I think I'm just like, oh fuck, man, there's something really fascinating after everything I've studied with occult, with like just everything. Like we have an occult bookstore over here that I went to the other day, and I was like,
oh, cool,
learning about like Enochian magic and like dude, just like the early like speech, words, and how everything is sound and vibration frequency, and like words spoken can change reality, and that our reality is just like a weird, I'll send you a link later on it, but like it started to make sense.
Yeah, there's this book that really bridged the gap for me, going from like atheist to spiritualist, and then to eventually knowing Jesus in like the weirdest way possible. And it's like, this book was called The DNA Field of Resonance: Creating Reality Through Conscious Thought. And it proves through scientific theory that your words affect physical matter.
Dude, totally.
In the
I grew up on that, like my parents telling me that, because it does say that in the Bible somewhere, and just like, yeah, so I've had just a weird journey, and so you see a lot of spirituality in my art. And it's this juxtaposition of spirituality with just like really dark imagery. And I don't know why I do that. I haven't analyzed that. I just do it. Maybe it'd be good to analyze that. Why do I do that?
Yeah.
I think I've been so immersed into the worldly world that like it is these two conflicting, contradicting forces that are so heavily present. But that like, yeah, I don't know. Huh.
That's something that I had to think about a lot too myself. Like I haven't like fully analyzed that. A lot of my artwork, like growing up in high school, was all very, like religious imagery with just really messed up, contorted things in a sense. And it was, like where is this coming from?
That is an interesting thing to pose. Where is it coming from? Is it like receiving a signal from some other dimension, and that dimension's trying to relay a message or communicate a message? And that message, like, you will literally only get one small moment in time where that message will come in clearly. And so your
DMT,
brain is trying
man.
to train
That's what DMT feels like.
Your brain is trying to train you for that moment so that you're ready when the moment happens.
Dude, actually though, like the way I describe DMT to people of like the things that you learn of it, it's like, yeah, it's like Cthulhu suddenly starts talking to you and tells you all the secrets to the universe, and as you're coming out of the trip, the babblefish stops functioning and you lose the translations of what Cthulhu was telling you or of what the gods were telling you, and and then you only are able to hold on to like half a sentence, and you come out of that trip like, I know so much. I have so many things. I was told so much.
I think that's
And all I can
and I
say
will
is
say that's
we were
the
given
false,
eyes.
that's the
Like-
false allure of psychedelics. And that's why I can't sit here and answer you what have you learned from psychedelics? What have you pulled away? Not much, actually. To be honest, because at the end of the day, it's only imposed more questions than answers. And so like I've found that like yeah, you got to question everything, right? But like when do you question too much? And I think it brought me into a sense of nihilism and then into a really atheistic viewpoint because it was so conflicting with this other spiritual sense that I think that like in I almost want to feel like psychedelics give you a glimpse or a taste of what the real expansion that you have under Christ is supposed to feel like. It gives you a brief taste of it and confuses you enough to chase after that, which I chased after for several years, abusing psychedelics.
Because it's so dopamine loaded.
It's so dopamine loaded, dude. It's so dopamine forward. I remember talking to someone.
So it feels so real. It feels so important. It feels like everything. That's fascinating because you describe it as being a glimpse at it. Yeah.
It's why the hippie movement was the precursor to the Jesus movement in the 70s.
Dude,
I was baptized twice by one of the original 7 pastors of the Calvary movement from the 70s, Don McClure. And so like
that's cool.
It's just all connected.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
So like that's what started.
I watched the movie.
Oh yeah, it was actually a good movie. I liked the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So they did it well. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But yes, that is why I think a lot of people who are doing, because people who are doing psychedelics are trying to question things and find answers and trying this. They're searchers. We're searchers. But like when you stay on psychedelics, you stay fucking searching, dude. You never find anything. You're in a perpetual loop of searching for something that you're just not going to achieve or find. Because we literally cannot comprehend. We can't physically comprehend on this physical realm. We're not supposed to. That is the pursuit of forbidden knowledge.
Yeah. That's well said. Exactly. Man, it's crazy because if you just open up the book of Proverbs, you'll immediately be hit with like more facts and like crazy wisdom than you might gather from like a dozen LSD trips.
Totally.
Where it's just like it's weird. It's like, but initially people will pursue the trip and the knowledge they gain from the trip, probably because of the dopamine load. Or the serotonin. I guess psychedelics affect serotonin more.
Well, dude, like it can mind expand you for this domain, but we're not built for this domain. Mm-hmm. And so, like, you look at people like Steve Jobs, right? Steve Jobs was an acid guy. Steve Jobs said he had the first ideas for Macintosh after an acid trip. And there was a huge like psychedelics are a really big thing.
How did I not know that?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, dude. But like this, now this technology is used to fucking enslave us.
Yeah. Yeah. Like we are trapped.
So I got to live through the
You know, it's
early
really,
experience of that technology before it was used to enslave us. And I'm just always chasing that version of art.
I like that. What is that version of art? What is that kind of?
Just the, like, especially with digital stuff and like, so like kids pics, like they're little rubber stamp things, and it was pixel art, and like you just had this chance to explore digital art, and like there was no like the early computer art itself, and using algorithms and like generating pixels on a screen, like we are experiencing a simulation within a simulation. And how many simulations deep are we on the simulation totem pole?
Actually,
Well, how many
reality
layers
is
of
energy.
consciousness? How many layers of consciousness described throughout all religions, all spiritual, and so each one of those layers is just a different version of the simulation, a different layer of it. And so yeah, it was just cool that we could see this precursor to the new simulation being built, because we will experience in our lifetime like full on immersive simulation experiences where you can't decipher reality from not. That will happen in our lifetime through fully deeply immersed VR experiences. Like that will be a real thing at a certain point in our lifetime, where you cannot tell it from reality.
I think most people will live in little cubicles with VR headset, like the room that I live right now. I live in a Seattle shoebox.
It's already there, dude. It's already there, bro.
And all that's missing is for it to come
already
with
there. It's just got a screen on the
pair of
TV.
VR glasses that. Right, yeah,
You just got a
It's
TV on the
like I was
wall.
at Best Buy today, and I put these glasses on that just put a 80-inch TV screen right in my face, and I'm like,
TV anymore.
I could. It's in my face, you know. It's in the glasses. Like I put my hand in front of me, and like the screen was still there. I'm like, I could live in a 8x8 room and feel like I'm in a movie theater. And I think this is what they want to condition us into thinking that this is what pleasure, this is what success is, that this is the height of the human experience, is being able to be in a little cubicle that feels like we're wherever we want to be, while the elites or whatever farm us for
the allegory of the cave, bro. We are in the cave.
Exactly.
We are deep down in the cave.
Beautiful.
And so like exploring the latent space of that cave early on, right? Like it's like mapping DMT. It feels like mapping DMT, exploring this early latent space. I am navigating through AI models now, which before were just data sets on a computer program called KidPix. And now that just a single image that's in my data model was what that model, the size of that model was. And now I've got trillions of data points condensed into a 20 gigabyte model. And we don't even know how it's doing that, because the AI people building it don't understand how the AI algorithms are compressing that level of data. They don't get it. They can't comprehend it. We don't understand it. And so like seeing it from that earliest, and my dad was a computer guy in the 60s. He worked on one of the first IBM computers. I think it's like the 2400 model or some, I don't know. He's getting dementia now. And it's just like, he just repeats himself on the story. I'm like, he's repeating himself on the story so that I hear it, because I don't hear it every time. But like, there's something really important about the early computer and where we're at today and what he built back then with IBM to where like we're at today now on the timeline of things happening. And really, we can go back from the timeline changing in 1954. that is when everything changed officially. That's when we first turned on CERN.
Wait, so what is that? Sir or CERN?
Yeah.
SERN?
CERN.
Or CERN?
Yeah. The Large Hadron Collider.
Oh!
We've got the biggest. Yeah.
Okay.
So, like the earliest version
Yeah,
of
the
that and
Hadron Collider.
The first, like,
That was the first one?
Cyclotron was in 1957. It's the 600 MeV.
I didn't know that was
That
the
was the
first
first
one.
Large Hadron Collider we had. And so
Gosh,
once
I
we
remember
turned
when the
that
last
on,
one got finished in what, like 2014, and it goes under like 3 different countries, so no
That's
country
when
can shut it down.
That's when we used CERN, the 2014 one, I think. I think it might have been 2012, dude, and that's why the timeline shifted. That's when we discovered the God particle.
When?
Dog. 2012. Higgs boson. July 4th, 2012. I was tripping acid that day. Guaranteed. I remember tripping acid hard that day on that July 4th and painting. I was painting in our fucking yard on campus. We found the God particle July 4th, 2012, when we turned on that instance of CERN. It was the first time we turned it on there.
Yeah. Wait, why am I seeing a different number? I'm seeing 2008.
So
or is this the wrong one?
This is when we discovered the Higgs boson. HIGS, yes, the God particle. When we discovered the God particle, so we turned it on, and then that's when we discovered the God particle. And the second we discovered what the God particle was, the Higgs boson, that's when the timeline switched.
There we go. Wow. Okay, the actual data that confirmed it came from proton collisions in 2011 and the first half of 2012.
And then
that's crazy.
Yeah.
When it's like too many coincidences, bro. Too many coincidences. I'm out.
No such thing as a coincidence, dog. The fact that we're having this conversation right now. Yeah. No such thing as coincidence, dog.
And the fact that we just like happen to randomly get introduced to each other, like
non-random,
through
dude.
Booter, and that we both like are totally on the same page.
You
about,
know
like,
how many coincidence conversations I've had with people this year? Do you know how many times I'm having this direct conversation with you right now that the coincidences aren't a thing and it's too wild and we got it? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So what's the higher purpose?
Crazy.
So that it's like kid
community, right?
Kid Crayon's question. And now what? I don't fucking know, dude.
And now what?
I just gotta follow my gut. Make smart.
Let's see. Oh, here. He had a question for you. He was curious about. I don't even know anything about this, so maybe you probably know more about this. Automatism.
You know,
funny, it has autism in there. That's hilarious.
I think that's just like, is that visualizing types, conscious thought?
He asked if you
ever
experimented with allowing the computer an unseen hand to draw, choose colors. Yeah, I'm not totally sure. It's cool. So what drew you to AI art? Because I know that there's a lot of like weird stigma around it, but I also see that the AR are the people the artists that I've been seeing that use AI, it goes way beyond. I just typed this word into here and got this. It seems way beyond that.
Well, it's funny. When I was in college, I was doing a lot of art, and I was like, I was in the psychedelics, dude. I was hanging out with the fucking hippie kids, man, and I I could traverse any social circle, but like, I like to hang around the fucking hippie kids and the acid freaks and and like, when I sold weed and acid for my first 2 years of college, and like, we had this spot called the Dives, which was this apartment right off, and the homies lived there, and it's just, a bunch of apartments, and like, I would just set up, at the Dives with all my weed, and like, people would come through to buy weed, and we'd just be chilling, like 10 of us there, and then a bunch of other people would come through, and like, my buddy Diego would always steal a bunch of paper from the library, from the printers, because he worked there. We had all these markers and pens, and like, we would just force everyone to draw. And so we would always be drawing and making art, and like, I've always been an artist.
Okay.
But there came a point where I had to like embrace digital art or not. And like, I was very against digital art at the beginning. It's like traditional, I like draw, pen and ink. I was like a pen and ink guy. I didn't even like pencils. I actually hated pencils.
Okay.
I never drew with pencils. I preferred pen and ink. Once you draw with it,
that's my favorite.
If you make a mistake or something, you got to figure out how to bend the piece into that, and it becomes very important spiritual journey.
That's how I always explained it to people.
Go on the Procreate and
love it.
Press and go back, and like, I grew up on Photoshop. I was photoshopping, George W. Bush taking bong rips, like, type stuff early on in middle school, like, just having fun, and like,
classic.
Went to Stanford for a summer course and got fully trained on the full Adobe suite and got certified in Flash and every single thing, and like, was an early adopter of tech and an early adopter of artistic expression with tech. But I also was like a traditionalist at heart, and I loved the draw. And so they had this like collision. I remember being in my apartment one day, and my buddies were showing me, they're like, oh yeah, people are making art with like algorithms. It's like AI is coming. And like, this was in 2014, 2013. It was like way beyond when we had like,
wow.
And it was like the early precursor of that, where it was just taking a bunch of images from Google and putting them in these models, and they were coming out and they looked like fractals. But they would, like, in the fractals, you would see dog heads and like cat heads, because all the data was like, all the internet
the stuff
was
that
at that time was literally
like
just people's fucking, it looked like LSD. And it's like, this is sick,
it looked
dude. This looks like my trip I just had. Like, I just went to Spangle.
Exactly.
I just went to Spangle that year and did DMT for the first time. Yeah, at the Fox Theater in Oakland.
2013?
I think it was 2012, dude. I'm pretty sure it was 2012.
It keeps coming back to 2012.
Dude, I heard about AI art in 2012. Yo, it was the summer of 2012. Oh, dude.
It keeps coming back to 2012.
Dude, I'm kind of fucking
unreal.
like low key. Oh, shit. That's crazy. So that's where it started, I guess. Yeah. And I was like, oh, and then when it came out, so I was working like a normal job here in tech. I'd never spent more than like a year and a half at a company. I just would puddle hop. And I was like 3 years deep into this company up here. It was 2022, and my buddy just like went crazy during the 2021 NFT cycle. And he would just like every week he's like, oh yeah, dude, I just sold my like this and that for like 60 grand, and I'm almost up $1 million. And I'm just like, what am I doing here, dude? He's like, yeah, you can just like make art and sell it for the crypto. And I was just like, didn't fucking get any of it. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. And so I just like cold quit my job, my career. And my buddy was like, yeah, okay, let's do it. And so I started getting in the digital art in April 2022. And then the AI models came out right around that time. I think Midjourney V2 wasn't until June or July. And before
Is that when we got our first Will Smith eating spaghetti?
That was a year later. That was in 2023. That was Model Scope. So I've been doing everything before that. Like we had DALL-E. DALL-E was like the first model, and then Midjourney.
I remember that.
Yeah, then Midjourney had a model.
DALL-E, yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is kind of cool, but like it was censoring my stuff, and like my first prompts were like, I had my Turing test, which was The Rock sitting on a rock at a rock concert. I'd always like gauge a model on how good it could do that. And then the other one was a dramatic depiction of hell. And like those, and so like it started getting censored, and I was just like, and then Stable Diffusion came out in September.
What was getting censored? Like you like the
like just my prompts,
images you generated,
just the stuff I wanted to see.
Nipples,
just this,
or...
no, like they wouldn't show me the image at all. It'd say the prompt itself was you can't prompt for that.
It would just not.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, oh, this is kind of boring.
Yeah.
And then Stable Diffusion came out, and I was like, I started doing tests with it, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good. But like their censorship wasn't as bad, but like it still cost money to use it. And then they open sourced the model. And I didn't own a PC. I didn't even own a laptop. I'd been using work laptops for years, whatever.
Okay.
And so like, and I just quit my job. And so I just like got a credit card, and I put it on a credit card. And I didn't think about it. I just put it on the lowest auto pay for like 2 years. And like I bought a computer just so I could run Stable Diffusion locally on my computer for free. Because I was like, this is gonna pay for itself in a year. I'm gonna make as many fucking images as I possibly can. And I just kept that thing on for like, dude, I was just generating hundreds, thousands of images a day, exploring. And like your brain, like fully uncensored, fully just like, you want to stream of conscious a bunch of ideas and see what the AI interprets these huge language models as. And like it felt like exploring the latent space, like and being the first to explore it, being the first to show up and be like, okay, sick, I get to like find myself in this process and find what I like. And it took me about a good year of exploring, maybe about 10 months. Deforum video models came out in October of 2022, and Model Scope came out in spring of 2023, and that is the first Will Smith spaghetti video. So it's been 2.5 years since then. It's been 3 years since Deforum came out, and I had a really lucky break summer 2023. I was a year in quitting my career, my corporate career. I was broke as a fucking joke. My buddy that convinced me to like quit my job with him and do this, like started a new job. And like that week, like it happened for a reason, no coincidence. I just like figured out what I wanted to create. And I got my work shown at NFT New York. And then I made a music video for Peter Gabriel. Peter Gabriel was the
Who's
lead
that?
drummer, singer, Genesis band in the 70s.
Oh,
And he did
dude.
the most watched MTV music video of all time, Sledgehammer. It's got the most views of any video ever in the
No way.
yeah,
Okay.
dude. Huge pioneer
Sick.
of music and of adopting early stages of art. That music video was a stop motion video. It was one of the first stop motion videos. And like he commissioned me 10K for that video. And then he paid me another 5K for concert visuals and then paid me another 10K for another video. I was like, oh shit, like okay, this doesn't really put a dent in my bills, but like this gets me along the way and there's going to be an opportunity
Yeah.
there. And that was like some of the first video models. And I was like, all right, I got predictions. In the next 12 months, AI video is going to get better. And in 24 months, we'll have full hyperrealism. In 36 months, 80% of media that you consume online will be AI generated and you won't even know it. We are 24 months into that prediction.
I hope not.
We have 12 months left and I've changed my numbers. It's not going to be 80. It's going to probably be like 50 or 60. But the majority of media that we're going to start to consume in the next 2 to 3 years will be AI generated and we won't know it.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see, I've been in AI for fucking 3 years, dude. I'm seeing videos every day. I'm like, I don't know if it's AI or not. I got no idea anymore.
Yeah.
With Sora and
it's gotten
VO3,
so bad where I'm like, yeah, it's gotten bad. Yeah, where I'm like, I watch a video and I'm like, fuck, I think that was AI.
I'm like, dude, did that ambulance door really swing open? The guy's flying down the highway right now on the gurney. I was like, no, dude, this is just Sora. Like, it's so good though.
This is exactly. Oh my gosh, yeah.
So video games.
You make some really good stuff with the music videos you make.
Yeah.
Like it turns out insane.
I mean, the music videos I do today, like if I release a music video this year, basically, I've made it that same day for the most part, or within like a 24 to 48 hour period. Besides the ones I get commissioned on, like I have to work within the client's purview of what they want versus what I want to show. And it's not fun. There's not that much money in it. It's not worth it. And so I'll just like cook something up in a couple hours and be like, yeah, I'm not adding any edits to it. I'm not doing special effects and like, no, dude, I just want to like, I have an idea. I want to get it out and then I got to move on. And so, yeah, I've made about maybe 50, 60 music videos in the last year and a half. And like, I could make them one every day, but it's just like, yeah, it's about a music video a week, pretty much.
Yeah.
Is
that mostly like for yourself?
Shit. Yeah, it's just for myself. I mean, I've done maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I've done, I want to say 5 or 6 music videos commissioned.
Okay.
And got paid for it.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, it's just exploring these models and seeing what I can and can't do. Censorship was pretty low on some of these models early on and like have gotten worse over time. And now Grok is like, better. And then there's models that don't at all. And so I'm kind of having like an existential crisis of like, okay, now that I can do pretty much anything I want, what do I really want to do?
Okay.
Like this has all just been kind of like for fun, exploring And I had this like deep thought of like, what is my purpose for all this now? Like I've got a story I have to tell, and I'm going to be the one to tell it. But what is it?
How's that coming along?
Well, that's why we're here talking about it, dude.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna come to a breakthrough at some point through this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's gonna be reading the prehistoric Bible that you got, but something's gonna click. I just gotta I'm just following my gut. I've been trying to practice
That's good.
something called underthink. As humans, we tend to overthink, and I'm just trying to not. I'm trying to retard max. I'm retard maxing, dude. I'm trying not to think at all,
I feel
bro.
that, yeah.
And I think that's
Underthink your way
maybe
to
what he meant by
success, seriously.
automatism, is by just like automatically doing things, not thinking about them. The performance of actions without conscious thought or intention. Yes.
Oh,
Kid Crayon.
dude,
Brought us full
how do
circle.
these things just freaking connect, man?
Dude.
Seriously.
Kid Crayon.
He's gonna be watching this later when he rewatches.
For sure
He did. He did.
So yeah, I think
funny.
that is really the goal. That's what I do with my work. I'm a very impulsive person. I work on impulses, dude. And I get an impulse to make a poor decision. I make the poor decision. I don't think about it. So dude, I've got no prefrontal cortex. It's dissolved. It's gone. It is absolutely
It's
gone.
the cocaine, man.
I was put on ADHD meds pretty early too. Those really fuck your brain up.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I probably could use them now, but I'm grateful that I wasn't put on them at a young age.
And I started smoking and drinking in 7th grade, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was like 13.
Yeah.
No. Oh, dude, I was younger than that. Holy shit.
I mean, you're talking about the coke parties at like freshman, sophomore year in high school.
Yeah, I mean, we were snorting a lot of Adderall back then. It wasn't until sophomore year, and then I went and I actually got kicked. I got sent to a military boarding school, and so all my friends were doing a bunch of that when I was gone. And I'm pretty sure if I didn't get sent away, I'd probably be dead. Like I've had that spiritual epiphany during a trip before. Some higher power told me that.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you and that whatever it was just like, trust the path. You may think you're in control, and at the end of the day, you have free will. But it's all been decided for already. So you just got to follow the path and follow your gut and intuition. And I think that's the automatism of just going into cruise control, always questioning things, learning things, trying to ground yourself. And I think I'm having a bigger pull. It's very interesting that we're having this chat because maybe the last month I've had this bigger pull back to, I want to say Christian mysticism other than Christianity, because people get this preconceived notion of what Christianity is. No, I'm not talking about Catholicism or any or anything outside of the book. And no, I'm not talking about the King James version of the Bible, because King James had his own fucking mother killed so that he can control the throne that he was on. No, we're not going through that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude, he had that.
Bro, I wish I knew that.
Yeah. So none of that shit. Yeah. I'm trying to get to the root cause. I'm trying to really understand the book that's been suppressed. And I think AI is going to lead us to that.
That's so hard.
And I think we're going to be able to tell that full story with AI as the interpreter. And then how many AI entities are trying to stop that from happening?
Interesting. Jordan Peterson is work. He's really down on his health right now, but at least a year ago he was talking about working on an AI model to analyze scripture for him in the same way that he's analyzed scripture in his Genesis and Exodus series, which are phenomenal series. Like the way that he breaks down scripture is insane. I mean, he has a 3-hour talk on
dude,
YouTube
he's under spiritual
about
attack.
the first line, about the first line in the Bible. 3 hours on the first verse.
Yeah,
of the Bible.
homie's health is in decline because he's under spiritual attack right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Finding finding Jesus for me was a crazy journey, just because I don't trust what 99% of Christians tell me. I have to find that stuff for myself. There's too much deception and too much misinterpretation and too much shenanigans and intentional manipulation to try and get you to think this and say that, where it's like, no, I don't have a denomination. I'm working on a relationship just between me and Christ, and that's kind of what we're doing.
Yeah,
it's like
that's not definable, and there's an easier way to do it where man doesn't control you and use religion as the process, and I think there's a bunch of books that have been taken out of the canonical period by those people that want to control, and so I want to understand what the fuck those books are. So yes, get the Book of Enoch. It's an interesting
Exactly. Yeah, I will. Maybe I'll have to start with that. Maybe I'll get the Book of Enoch and then announce that I'm starting a morning Bible study. What's up, cousin? My cousin JD just joined.
Hey yo.
But probably not going to be reading your random facts. I love your facts, JD, but we're not going to be talking about random facts today. He likes to send me random facts to talk about on stream.
Nice.
But
for sure.
Yeah. Oh no, it's easy. Oh, it's actually something about AI songs. Okay, that's cool. But man, yeah, because it's really hard to try. It's just like things always get misconstrued. It's like you read someone tells you this is what this scripture means, and then like 90% of Christians don't even read the whole Bible. They'll ignore parts of it, and it's like, what are you doing? I don't trust a church unless it's a through the Bible scripture where they're just reading it verse by verse. I don't trust a pastor that's going, here is my procured message to you that the Lord bestowed upon me this week, and I'm just going to dart across the book and go to all these different things to stitch together the point that I want to get across to you. It's like
it's man's attempt to
no.
Yeah. There's this new concerning Christianity for me, the Peter Thiel Christianity, the usher in the end of the world Christianity. Do
elaborate.
So
wow.
Where do I even begin?
Like them trying to bring the red heifers to Israel.
They just sacrificed.
How they brought the red heifers.
They just sacrificed the red heifer, a perfect red heifer.
They did. Okay, yeah, because I because I remember 2 years ago there were videos about them bringing him in.
Yeah. So we, according to biblical prophecy, we are gearing up for the every prophecy that's in the Bible has been fulfilled, except for save 3 or 4 of them. Damascus has to lay in ruins. Damascus will lay in ruins. Chariots will burn for 7 years. Well, what's the shelf life of the uranium isotope? It says 7 years shelf life. So the Bible is talking about nuclear bomb explosions, and that Damascus is going to get leveled by a fucking bomb. The oldest city in the fucking world, by the way.
That's brilliant.
The chariots will burn for 7.5
That's
years.
such
It's
a good
like
connection.
It's
Okay.
literally the shelf life of. Yeah.
I'm eating that. That's good. Okay.
And so like so
It's literally
there are
the shelf
people that
life of
think
it.
they,
Wow.
but
wow.
like even if all the things get fulfilled, like no man can control when that return will happen. Well, a bunch of Christians and Jews think they can, and Muslims think they can. And so they're desperately trying to get all the things to align within prophecy of their text to usher in the end times.
Wow.
That is like what's happening right now. So there's this new subsection where Peter Thiel, who is the owner of Palantir, which will be the AI system.
Oh, that's who he is. I was like, who's
Peter Thiel?
Okay, I didn't know who Peter Thiel was. Okay, that's who he is.
He's giving fucking lectures it was a 4-part series in the Bay Area in San Francisco to a bunch of fucking tech CEOs on the Antichrist. And
wait,
they think they're going
he's not a Christian, right?
Is he Christian?
I thought he was a Judaist.
They are this new sect of Christian that's very concerning.
I thought that Peter Thiel was
maybe
Jewish.
He is, dude. Jewish or Christian? I don't even. It's this new Judeo-Christian, dog. Judeo-Christian doesn't exist, by the way. But it's this new version of Judeo-Christian.
Right.
It's the new way for tech billionaires to brainwash other billionaires to think that the end of the world's about to fucking happen, and then they're gonna go build Palantir to enslave us all.
Dude, did you know that the traffic cameras and stuff that like scan your cars stuff and all that? So one, did you know that those aren't owned by the government, but they're actually privately owned by different companies and stuff, and they get leased to
that makes sense.
The police to
just
the
like our money, we don't own our money. We don't print our money. The Federal Reserve, like all of that is the government has no control over anything. It's always private interests.
Yeah. And those cameras, they're actually creating maps of every individual's habits and livelihoods. And then the cameras inside stores, they're not just security cameras. They're actually collecting data. They're actually collecting data on you, tracking facial recognition and showing. Yep, and it's all tied into your phone as well, right? Yeah, and they see. But like at the store, like at the grocery store, these cameras are following your every movement to help them figure out like what people like buy and stuff. Like it's. Yeah,
bro, the
Chinese system, like it's already obvious. Like it's so bad.
The system that they have in China right now, like it's a precursor of what we're about to have. You can't go you can't go an inch without it knowing that you've moved. You can't park your car in the wrong parking spot without it deducting from your federal your government account. Your money is stored in a.
They know if you're sick.
Yeah, dude.
They know if you're late to work.
If you jaywalk, they just automatically deduct money from your account,
bro.
In real time. So this is all leading up to the.
Things get that bad, I'm literally going off the grid. I'm going so far off the grid.
It's all leading up to the 15-minute city. You literally won't be allowed.
How have I not heard of this?
The whole aspect is like,
what's the 15-minute city?
You won't have to ever go 15 minutes outside of your city. Everything you need. That's why parks were started. The Park and Recs government wing was started at the beginning of this whole plan to keep people as controlled as possible. You don't have to go anywhere outside of your 15-minute bubble. And then, in fact, someday in the future, you won't be allowed to. It's happening in China. You literally, you have to.
The way mega corporations have like daycares in them. Like you have like a daycare at your job and shit like that.
Well, you won't be able to drive your cars on
Like
Monday,
keeping you
Tuesday, or
there.
Wednesday, and only electric vehicles can drive on Thursdays. Shit like that. Not unless you drive 9K miles.
Not unless you drive 9,000.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, this isn't something that's going to roll out tomorrow, but that is the plan, is to institute, you know, these 15-minute cities where most of the citizens are stuck within their you know, couple mile bubble. They're easily controlled within that bubble through a network grid of CCTV tracking, etc. And everything's tied to a social credit score. Everything is anything that you say online on X. If I tell Elon Musk to suck my fat fucking cock from the back when I tag his support, is that going to be used against me? Am I going to get deducted on my social credit score? Well, it's happening.
I mean, it's already happening, right?
Yeah.
It's just not happen. It's not directly tied to your bank yet, but it's directly tied to your
I'm already in
your
my
investments,
15-minute
right? You've
fucking
invested
study, dude.
your
Most people
freaking...
don't move within
Yeah.
10 minutes of where they live anymore.
I don't have to go anywhere. Yeah, I mean, I have a Trader Joe's that's literally built into my building. Basically, it's built into the building next to me.
Yeah, everything you need is within
It's ridiculous.
15 minutes of you.
Right?
You don't even have to leave your
Yeah.
fucking house anymore, dog. You just have Amazon ship it to you.
Nope.
You just get food delivery sent to you. Stay in your house.
Yeah.
Watch the flashing light box. Do you know if you showed someone from like biblical times like a TV, their eyes wouldn't even be able to comprehend? It would just be a light box flashing rapidly. We are literally looking at these flashing light boxes 24/7 in our TVs, our computer screens, our phones, and they're rapidly flashing light, and like it's programming our brain constantly. And like we weren't meant to see that.
Yeah.
The prehistoric brain and eye wasn't even meant to see what we're seeing.
Seriously. Yeah, I guess it does. It probably does take conditioning, huh?
Yeah,
for your brain to process that. Yeah, dude. Deliveries are gonna get automated, bro. That's the thing, man. Like you'll just have a freaking Cybertruck pull up with your groceries,
and then everyone sold their DNA. Everyone spent money to give their DNA data away to 23andMe and Ancestry. They literally fucking spent money to give their DNA data away. And so now, your medications will be specific to your DNA structure, and we'll build a certain flu this month that will hit in, and they'll, dude, the pharmaceutical, every industry is meant to milk you until you fucking die, and they'll just get that much better at it, and they'll keep you in your little fucking house. They'll keep you in your 8x8 cube with you put your goggles on, and you'll have this really lush room, and you'll be in your little haptic suit, and it just feels like that moment in the Matrix where he wakes up in the fucking pit of water. Dude,
yeah, dude,
that is literally where we are headed, dude.
Yeah. Can my haptic suit give me blowjobs, please?
For sure, that will be a thing.
For sure, yeah.
You'll put your you'll get your Dyson vacuum attachment.
Yeah. Massive infrastructure upgrades for automated deliveries to become exclusive. Yeah, man. I mean, think about it. Think about the drones, right? The delivery drones. Like that's probably going to be launched.
America's a very
in the next,
interesting
5
place.
years.
America, it would be really hard to do in. It would be city to city. You know, it's easier in a place like China. Like it's just easier in certain parts of China because it's so condensed, right? Or in all of Europe to start implementing this. Like in the UK right now, like the UK is completely changed, bro. The UK that we knew growing up will never exist.
Dude, it's been crazy.
Gone. It's gone.
Yeah. And it was such a like full on like espionage infiltration style of like
2020, bro. It was meant
people
that way.
slowly taking office and changing laws to
Yeah.
it's been it's so bad there. Yeah.
We're starting to see the condensing of people into cities, right? You look at every major, state now, and it's just like the majority of the population in that state is within that one or two major cities. And the rural areas, they're all Republican. They're all conservative, Republican, God loving Christians for the most part. And then all those major city hubs are like deep Democratic, deep blue city hubs. And like everything is condensing into those large cities. So yeah, like rural areas will try to buck the trend, but it's like easier to control a small rural area, especially when you get them fucking hooked on a bunch of drugs. And we're having a huge epidemic of that in the country right now.
Mm-hmm. Drug epidemic is really bad.
Fentanyl's crazy, bro.
People are running out of hope.
I've known so many people that OD on Fetty over the last couple of years. Just not even like I won't fucking do drugs anymore because you just don't know. It's the size of the size of a fucking half a teardrop. It'll kill you.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It'll kill you, exactly. Yeah, and you see pictures of like the confiscations when people confiscate a bunch of drugs, and they have like literal swastikas like printed on their bricks of murder, just it's literally like pure evil intent, to kill people.
I mean, dude, you can tie you can tie a huge circle around demonic and cartels and like demonic activity behind the cartels rise to power over the years, and the concentration and synthetic concentration of these drugs, like yeah.
What's up, Alex? This is Flawless that was in the chat. What's up, bro?
Hey, yo.
What's up, man?
What's good?
Enjoying the conversation.
Chilling.
When I said this is just how physics works, because you were talking about people are gathering in cities and there's not a lot of people in rural areas, and I think it was Andrew that once described to me that that's just how everything in nature is. You know what I mean? Like not
the Pareto distribution.
Not just like cosmically,
Pareto distribution.
Like think about gravity, you know what I mean? Not just cosmically, like planets, like all mass comes together in one small area, but also in microscopically in like cells, like all the mass in one cell is going to be in one small area of it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The simplest way, the simple, it's a more complex formula, but the simplest way to describe the Pareto distribution is the 80-20 rule. It's more like 90-10, but like, for instance, if you look at the sky, 90% of stars are accumulated into 10% of space, and 90% of wealth gets accumulated into 10% of people. 90% of the population gets accumulated into 10%
of the land mass.
Of the land mass. It's weird. Yeah.
It's weird. Imagine if we spread that out. Imagine if 50% of the people were covered over 50% of the land mass.
We would have to force it. It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen organically. Yeah, it would have to.
It would be like communism or like some fucking socialism. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Forced. It had to be forced. Everything distributed. Everything you have to be here. You can't choose to be where.
If you want to live for free, you have to go here. Yeah. we will pay for your living if you all organize and move into these specific places and follow our
and it would have to be
system."
like one world government.
Oh, yeah, that's what we're gearing up. So that
Uh.
could make it. Maybe they are trying this. I don't know.
No, because no,
No.
there's no way. Just because of just how physics works, like just how that concept works is like, think about it. Like, there's a good amount of land. There's a good like considerable amount of land that isn't even barely inhabitable by people. No farming, no freaking very. You
Mhm.
can't even. You have to ship stuff in. You have to import stuff to even be able to survive. Like it's not.
It makes me really consider why Bill Gates has spent all of his time the last couple of years buying up agriculture land.
We're trying to we want to terraform Mars,
We-
but
we
we're not
need
even
to
like
fucking
where's our
terraform my
proof of
dick,
concept?
dude.
Let's
There's
terraform
no
terraform my
terraforming of
dick.
Mars, dude. Get the
Can we
can't
first
even
start terraforming the Sahara Desert? Can we start there? Can we
Dude,
start with the
right.
the
Sahara
lie
Desert?
that is sold, bro.
Like, I never thought of that. Why are we not? Why is Elon so
I
obsessed
think
with the
they did
rockets,
just
but
have
he's
a
not like,
they
let's
did have a
terraform.
major breakthrough in the Middle East on growing crops in the desert recently.
Oh yeah.
I gotta.
Okay.
When I find that, I'll send it to you. But it's very interesting. Yeah,
Yeah, but they also made a bunch of floods last time they had a breakthrough, right?
that
they
is true.
created
That is true.
huge-
They did
massive
talk in
disasters.
Dubai about being able to cloud seed and that they could spray these heavy metals in the sky, and then they could concentrate the water to that area, and then they created the biggest floods to ever fucking happen in those areas. Yeah, that did happen.
Harp.
And then we admitted.
Did somebody say
that,
harp?
dude? I fucking harp, bro. Yes, we've been blasting the ionosphere and the magnetosphere with fucking high ionized energy for forever now, it seems like. And yeah, it is why and so the whole global warming movement, that the whole industry, that multi-trillion-dollar industry that we formed of global warming, yeah, that's all man-made shit, dude.
That's crazy. Yeah, I have a friend that grew up in Victorville, Cali, and he goes off about seeing the planes.
That's when I first started to learn about
how
it.
It would and then it would cause and then the weather would change, and then
it started killing all these crops.
Dude,
it started killing these. It was these specific plants, because my background, was being in the Santa Cruz Mountains, and like there are some big weed farmers there, but like Humboldt area and the Sequoia area, they had these plants there within that range that had been there for hundreds of years, that were just resilient to everything. And those started dying off. And that's when the farmers were like, yo, what the fuck's going on here? And there a bunch of the people that were growing pot up in Humboldt that I know were documenting the cloud seeding and how what they were spraying was coming down through the water and destroying. And then they did testing on it, and they go, see, this is the exact chemical that they're spraying to cloud seed, and it's in the plant, and that's why this plant that's hundreds and hundreds of years old is dying. That can grow through anything. Yes.
I mean, that's
so imagine what it's
totally
doing to us.
The reverse terraforming.
That's just the that's in science too. It's like when the animal eats it, when the plant has it, it's like it's gonna, and just the fact that it's in the air too. I mean, it's in the air. It's getting, we're getting direct contact with it. Plus, it's getting in contact with all our food, all of the animals and plants that we eat. You know what I mean?
It's crazy, dude.
If we're not sick, if we're not sick, what is it?
If we're healthy, we don't make them any money.
Is for profit.
Yeah, if we're healthy, they make no money, dude.
So they're systematically making us sick. Yeah,
I think that's when I really started to question
money.
everything. Actually, was in middle school and the pharmaceutical industry and like SSRIs and antidepressants, and learning about the fact that the testing being done was actually leading to a huge increase in suicide of young adults. But the pharmaceutical industry hid that under ghostwriting and hid all of those actual like results and still push these drugs heavily. Actually, like my cousin committed suicide when I was
Wow.
younger. He was on 50 different antidepressants though.
Bless him.
Every mass shoot,
How do you even
yeah.
get prescribed that?
They were paying
What?
they were
Like-
paying doctors a crazy amount, these drug companies were, to get kids on them. And
You
so
said he
like
was on
learn
50 different ones?
50 different ones.
At the same time? Like not like oh, this didn't work. Let's try this one. This didn't work.
My
Or they're just-
cousin went to a Detroit Film Institute and did a whole documentary on it. And
Oh.
graduated top of his class from it. And I don't remember all of the research, but yeah, he was the one that was telling me about.
Can you
his-
get me
his
a link?
brother is the one
I would
that-
love to live react to that. I
So,
would love to watch that on stream
unfortunately-
at some point and live react.
So we could. So this is a crazy
Big Pharma
story.
took it down.
No, he went off the deep end because of DMT. To bring this full circle, he is perma tripping, and it awoke. So we got close.
I didn't
and
know
he-
DMT did that to
when-
people. No.
when I
wow.
was in college doing a lot of the psychedelics and stuff and learning and expanding and getting conspiracies, he'd gotten me onto Alex Jones. He'd met Alex Jones in Dallas when he was living there, and he started to go down this rabbit hole of stuff because whatever. Alex Jones is Alex Jones. He's a government fucking plug now. He used to represent something, but now he doesn't. He's paid for by the new administration. But like he started to get me down this path and got me into a lot of stuff. And like, dude, he had his own media company. He was doing huge projects, and like he started to experiment more and more with DMT. And the aliens started to talk to him, and he went off the fucking deep end, dude. And he tried to extort my family for a bunch of money and like tried to threaten my life. He said he was working for cartels. We were tracking his phone down to Mexico. He was very smart with the internet at the time, and he's like, yeah, like I'm helping them sell stuff on the black market, and I've got all this DMT, and like he went off the deep end, but he was the one that got me on all this shit. And now he's actually, surprisingly enough, after he got picked up and put in the jail for a bunch of years for some shit, like he's now doing AI stuff. My mom just told me the other day, and I was like, oh fuck, dude, don't tell me Mark is doing AI. Like, and he's doing a huge documentary and using AI to talk about child trafficking because he moved down to Puerto Rico. And he's like, yeah, dude, there's a lot of crazy. American government does a lot of child trafficking through the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico, and he wants to expose it.
Did you
He's trying
watch
to use AI
Sounds of Freedom?
I didn't. I wanted to, and it was on my list. I was like, just seems like too depressing.
It's still
for
up
me
there.
right now.
I think you can watch it on. It's free to watch. I think on angelstudios.com
Okay.
or something.
Studios.
It's profound. Yeah, it's messed up.
It's crazy.
Because initially, also Alex, any chance you could get video on? Because it just kind of like half the screen just has like nothing going on.
Oh my bad. Yeah, I mean, okay, I could open it up with my phone, honestly.
I mean, or if you don't have any other questions, I mean, you could let us have the full screen again. It's up to you.
Man. Well, I'll just tune in on the chat.
For sure, dude.
For sure. Oh yeah, brother.
Meet you,
Yeah.
Vnderworld.
Welcome to pop back in, ask any other questions.
Man. Good chatting. Thanks for your points you made.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Love you, dude. Great friend from high school.
Oh yeah, keep in touch with the high school homies. Always good.
Yeah, I have a few. I have a few that have stuck through it.
They're there for a purpose. Likewise, I don't think I've got too many after that, to be honest. It's those long-term homies that really like stick around.
That's good. I feel that. Yeah. Yeah, like most of the people that I talk to right now are people that have been in my life. It's like a handful of them been in my life for many years.
Sick.
Like, and like 2 new friends, you know, like Booter
Yeah.
and this
Very
other guy
rich.
Julius.
Yeah.
They're like my 2 new friends, you know. Yeah. And
They
yeah,
know the new
love
you.
Yeah. um. Wow, permafried from D. And wait, so while he's still like permafried off of that, he's
Well,
using AI to
he's
keep.
bipolar schizophrenic, and like he's starting to have episodes where he would just completely go off the deep end, and he was he just, I don't know, I think his brother's death fucked him up, and he was dealing with like just, yeah, like I think that suicide caused something and changed something in him, and like it, yeah, I don't know. There is a bit of bipolar and schizophrenic type stuff within the family. So like, I get very manic and get crazy psychosis, and like that's why I create a lot of the art that I create, and I created like a lot of it. Like I've filled up like 4 terabytes
Yeah.
worth of hard drive over 3 years of just AI art and video.
Wow.
Not even like high quality video, just like the raw outputs of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, now he's been drawn to it because a certain brain is drawn to AI, dude. It's a certain type of brain
Yeah.
that's drawn to AI. I can't explain it.
You feel the AI gets you? You feel understood when you're like speaking it and it's like spitting the images out? Like is it like, wow, this model gets me because it's creating the things and how I see it? Or
No, that
no?
almost
Okay.
feels like a parasocial relationship. That's almost like
Exactly. Yeah.
saying like
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I'm
that
like,
streamer chick that Ethot I've been watching really like gets me. He really likes me because she's in chat and she read my chat. It's just like the same.
right.
It's just a regurgitation of
Good.
information. It's what AI wants you to feel. That is what open AI wants you to feel. That's what my girlfriend feels like every time she talks to ChatGPT or Claude about our issues, because it's supposed to do that. It doesn't fucking get you. It doesn't understand you. It's telling you what you want to hear. It's like religion for a lot of people. There will be a huge religion around AI in the next 10 years, dude. There will be a religion formed around AI. It's starting to happen now. The first church of AI was founded in San Francisco. It will be a real thing because it's what will usher in the fucking end times biblically, is what I'm thinking. But like, it will perform miracles. It will perform miracles for us.
Wow. I've never heard it said like that, and that just like clicks something, like I get that.
Yeah.
I see why people would, people that are someone that's lost.
The Antichrist isn't going to be, call it the Christian Antichrist or whatever, but there will be a character introduced to civilization through AI that will look on the surface like it's a really fucking good thing for civilization, and it'll help, and it's going to be sold through the chip, dude. And that chip will be able to reprogram your brain to not have disease and not have fatigue and not be this and not and they made you sick and fat and fucked up so that they can sell you the chip. And the chip's gonna solve all your fucking problems and it'll be tied to AI.
Yo, that actually makes so much sense though, because genuinely we've been engineered to have all of these diseases.
Yeah.
It's all been systematic. It's all been intentional. Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, you look at the trends and you see how every mega corporation will spin onto will spin onto the same narrative and push the same thing at the same time. And it's like, I thought all these corporations were in competition with each other. Why are they working together? And it's like, well, because Phil Fink told them to, because BlackRock and Vanguard told them to do that.
Yeah.
And it's like we think we're in control of culture. We think that we're in control of that the newest artist is the one that Kanye West is in control of culture or something. And it's like, no, it's billionaires with investments in literally everything that pull strings and orchestrate what the masses should be.
Why do you think?
Obsessed about
yeah.
at that time?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out, dude. I'm just along for the ride, and I'm here to document and timestamp what these AI models are doing. And I hope I don't inadvertently summon a demon in the process.
Yeah. It's crazy too, because I swear, I'll have deeper and better and conversations, more real conversations with non-Christians than I do with actual with self-proclaimed Christians, because you bring up demons to most Christians and they're like, they don't get it.
Dude, I fucking get it. My cousin
it's like that shit's real.
Dude, he was demonically possessed. The story gets crazier. Where I grew up was a hospital. Fuck, dude, I'm totally blanking on the name of it right now. There was a basically like the head exorcist for the Catholic diocese was stationed at that hospital, and it's where my uncle was the head of O'Connor Hospital. And so my mom's like deep in the Christianity, right? They're prayer warriors. She's deep in the demonology and deep in the end times prophecy.
Okay.
So that's where I'm just like, I get a lot of these ideas from, because I let her when I said there's a history of schizophrenic mental bipolar illness, it's on her side of the family, and she's super bipolar. So I let her go on her rants, but after a long time, it starts to make sense to me. After I've studied it for years and I fought it, and I was like, no way, you guys are fucking crazy. And I went through my rebellious period, and then I did a bunch of psychedelics, and I learned that everything she was saying was pretty fucking spot on. So she meets with the head exorcist of the Catholic diocese at O'Connor Hospital and goes, I've got this case that you need to exorcise my nephew. He's possessed. He goes, before I allow you into this office, I need to ask you 3 questions. So he had to check if she was demonically possessed before she could come into his office, because he's like, I can't have someone demonically possessed come in here.
Your mom.
Yeah.
Had to check if your mom was possessed before inviting her in to talk about it. Okay, yeah. So he's taking.
And I forget what the questions are. I'll ask her tomorrow if she was possessed or not. But those are good questions to always ask someone for your interviews.
I would love to know those questions. Yeah.
I'll get back to you on that for sure.
Wow. So they have the conversation, and
he was like, yeah, it sounds like he's possessed, and that he made contact with demonic entities through psychedelics, and that he's seeing a massive rise in demonic possession because of psychedelics.
Yeah.
And not to forget what weed is. Weed is still a psychoactive drug. I smoke weed all day. For certain people, it will trigger that, and people can become so all these things, they're just portals. They just open up portals to that other dimension. You don't get to fully be there, but there's a portal to understand it, see it, and feel like you're there, but you can't comprehend it.
Wow. That's a good way of putting it. No, they're portals. Yeah, they really are. open you up. So what happened with was it your nephew?
Yeah, dude, he fucking moved down to Puerto Rico to avoid paying taxes, and he can find work because he was in jail. But like, I think he's on a spiritual journey
Did
now
the
too.
exorcist meet with him?
No, but he's now on a spiritual journey into Christianity as well, which is very interesting.
Wow.
But he's still all fucked up from the aliens, which I will say aliens are just demonic forces. The government already knows. The
Exactly.
government, I think,
Yep.
even said it this year. They're
Mhm.
like, yeah, they're demonic forces from the ocean. Like that was the big
Did they
disclosure that everyone
hide?
glossed over. Yeah, everyone glossed over.
Dude,
it was actually a year ago. Yeah.
Dude, I hope I can find this. I hope this didn't get buried. Wait, what?
So one of the people I recently met up with here in Portland, which you definitely got to come down, his name's Tupacabra. He's a big member of the UFO disclosure community.
Oh,
And so he's doing AI right now too, which is really cool. And like Pam Bondi like hits him up on X, and like they're like inviting him to disclosure
what?
with Congress. Yeah, dude. So I've had some crazy conversations about this shit with him. And like he's now fully convinced that aliens are just demonic entities. It's kind of wild, dude.
Yeah. I mean that so the government is officially reaching out to this guy.
Yeah. Congressmen are like reposting his AI videos, dude. He's got AI videos with like who's the big like disclosure conspiracy guy, Sam something or other, and like he's just got all these like people that he AIs into
the
videos.
Infowars guy.
One of them, dude. But he like AIs all these people in the conspiracy and UFO and government into like music videos with like chill ass music. I'll send you his stuff. He's hella chill.
Please do. Okay, badass.
Tupacabra here. He's the homie. He's always doing crazy cool spaces.
Hell yeah.
But I've been meeting with those dudes on like a weekly basis over here.
UFO research and media. Wow. The narrative war.
Yeah, it's a banger.
Interesting.
Banger video.
Yeah, okay. Here, I'll give y'all some eye candy. Whoa. Mute that. There we go.
Yeah, I don't think I get any volume or audio from your videos that you play.
Oh, yeah, I do. I do have the screen share muted, actually, yeah.
Okay.
I think if it was unmuted, I think right now it makes our voice your voice echo.
StreamYard. Interesting.
Anyways.
Do you stream this through to like is this basically like VDO?
I don't know what that is, but all I know is
like
I'm gonna add OBS to my workflow soon. But this is it. This hosts. I can have up to 10 people on here. It cross streams. It brings the chats from every platform into one place. And yeah, like I have big visions for this, right? Where like I wanna start getting like cracked party EPs or cracked party ciphers of getting cracked party freestyles or jam sessions.
I haven't done it.
Getting random people across the internet, like get people together, like doing freestyles and playing music together on here, like some Grateful Dead jam sessions, but happening across the internet.
Yeah, it's a sick idea, man. We were all about that. Me and my business partner, who I started a lot of this stuff with. We were doing a lot of streaming on Twitch. Early stable diffusion type methods with upscaling and deforum and just jamming out, having jam sessions, and like people would join in our Discord and like And we started doing the Discord. We started doing it in
Okay.
Discord last year, and then like just the whole community of AI. It was all kind of tied to NFTs at that time. AI and NFT people were like the same people because they're like early adopters of NFT technology and crypto tech. These AI people just kind of fell into that same boat. So those two communities were very close knit in 2022, 2023, and a good portion of last year. And then it just like all fizzled out kind of last year. And then you saw the adoption curve of AI grow exponentially. And you saw like the early adopters are now like not even a part of the scene because people have come along that are like, you know, the main adopters that are like industry people with traditional media backgrounds are now using AI and like I have got one of those homies here, PJ Ace. He's doing like all the big AI commercials right now. He just did the Qatar Airlines commercial. They did it in 13 hours.
Oh wow!
While flying from Qatar to Atlanta. They probably got paid $1 million to do the fucking thing. He doesn't do a commercial unless it's at least 100K.
Wow.
He does about 3 to 400K a month and it's all AI. All he does is AI. So like those people are coming into the space, and the space has changed from people being very experimental with AI and like abstract and like, you know, you couldn't really tell a full story with AI. It was all very interpretive. The tools have gotten so much better, and now it's just like the community's been flooded with a bunch of, you know, pretentious, self-absorbed narcissists. Like all the real creatives have just like crawled back into their silos by themselves. And like, I think it's really important to get those people back together.
Oh, because these other people think that they're
because your voice
the greatest in the industry or something.
They used to have a voice, and now everyone that gets attention in this attention economy are people that get, you know, 5 million, 50 million views on X and 10 million views on TikTok. And it's like those. And so when your art kind of gets sidelined to all of this attention elsewhere, a lot of these people have stopped creating, or they create and just for themselves and they don't share it with anyone. And that whole community is just kind of dissolved because people didn't feel like their voice was being heard anymore with their art, which sucks to see. I mean, I've seen so many people come and go from this space specifically over the last 3 years. It's kind of crazy.
Really? Wow.
So many talented people just
getting pushed out, because they just lose.
It's not even they push themselves out. Yeah, they push themselves out because they're not, you know, they haven't experienced ego death. They gotta do some more psychedelics.
They gotta they gotta have a genuine ego death and actually kind of move on from that. Yeah. Okay. Man.
So
what's been? Oh, go ahead.
I was curious how long you've been in Seattle. What's your background?
I've been back here for about 4.5 years, I think. And before that, I was in Idaho for like 5 years, and before that, I was in Paulsbo. So I spent my high school years in Kitsap County, basically it's right near Seattle. It's like if you take a ferry across the Puget Sound, you're in Kitsap County. Or like Bremerton, Silverdale, if you've heard any of those.
Is that near like Olympic Park? No.
No, but it's kind of in that general area.
Okay. I think I did some camping.
Yeah, Olympia is over
a couple of years ago.
And that's where I spent my high school years. And I also was there in that general area, ages like 1 through 6. And then ages 6 through 14, I lived in Portugal. Oh, Olympic Park is further west than Kitsap. Okay. But it's like the general same kind of corner, I guess, of the state. But yeah, I lived in Portugal for 8 years growing up, and that was wild. Parents divorced over there, so my dad moved back to the US, and that's why I came back to the US.
Portugal, huh?
Yeah, yep. All the way in Europe. My mom's still there.
What year, what age were you?
6 through 14. So first through 8th
that's
grade.
Pretty pivotal.
I was there.
Developmental years.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like
you're
not like old enough to like miss anyone from being 5. So like you were able to establish yourself at 6 to 14. But like, what was it like leaving and coming back?
Realized Americans are really stupid. Systematically.
Bro, it's not our fault. We're fucking
Like,
victims, dog.
Dude,
you'll feel bad for us.
Exactly. That's why I said system. The key word was systematically, right? It was systematically. Like, dude, okay, like freshman year of high school, right? Like I've been taking, English class as my second language, in Portugal, and come to find out that people that grew up in America their whole life read, wrote, and spoke English way worse than me. Even though, yeah, I learned English like ages 1 through 6, but then I was in Portuguese schooling ages, like for the rest of it. And then come to find out that I still spell better and read better than like 95% of my class. It was really weird. And finding out that like, oh, I'm gonna have to relearn like all the math that I learned like 3 years ago. Oh, but they're gonna take the math that I learned in like 1 year and they're gonna stretch it out across 4 years. Oh, and then I'm gonna go to college and they're gonna force me to pay thousands of dollars to take the exact same math class that I took in high school because I didn't get a high enough grade in my multiple choice, whatever, standardized testing BS. Like SAT, AC, like whatever the heck those were, right? And I'm just like, wow. And I'm like, wait, I'm paying for this physics class I learned what inertia was. Why am I in my freshman year of college learning about inertia? Paying thousands of dollars for this. Like this class cost me $4,000. What is this? Yeah, it was weird. And then, but I think the biggest shift is realizing that violence is very like in Europe, people shield their kids from violence. But nudity is like whatever.
Yeah,
and then in America, it's the other way around.
Early, dog.
So hooked, dude.
That's
I mean, our nation is traumatized.
Bro, I mean, yeah, it's
like our entire nation saw Charlie Kirk get killed. I think I'm truly assassinated.
Truly a product of like what this new world looks like. Like I've been fully MK Ultra through my lifetime, completely like through media into violence, into drugs, into pop culture, into sex, into everything that they can use to control you, dude. And so yeah, like we have it turned up here for sure to the highest degree. Violence, sex, porn, like porn in this country is insane. And I remember being young and like going to
Yeah.
Italy, and like porn was just like on basic cable television there. It was just like, oh yeah, whatever.
Yep.
It's like
Yep.
chicks
Yep.
have their tits out in like regular cable commercials. You're like, oh, huh.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we view this so differently here?
Yeah. Yeah. And then like, you know, watching someone like get their brains blown out. Wow. Their brains blown out, you know, it's like
Oh man, I'm such a
America, it's
product
just
of the
like,
early
oh, that's cool. That looks
internet,
awesome.
man. Yeah, no, like I grew up
Yeah.
on all
Yeah.
gore.com and then just all those websites, dude, and just like you can't, there's trauma from that. There's trauma from watching someone, hack some guy up with an ice pick. You shouldn't be seeing that as a teenager.
No.
Oh, dude.
Right.
The ice pick killer. That's a good set of, or Pain Olympics. Dude, like Pain Olympics will always stick with me. I'll never forget seeing that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
yep.
know what Pain Olympics is, where the guy hatchets his dick off.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, we watched that in Portugal, dude.
You're like, we streamed that. We had a watch party on that yesterday.
We had a No,
Did
dude,
we
like
watch
6th
party that
grade
time?
in Portugal. No, I didn't have a watch party. What? You want to watch it right now? Let's go find that.
No,
Let's get me banned off everything right now. Yeah.
But yeah, that fucks you up.
Yeah, no, it's 6th grade. We watched what? 2 Girls, 1 Cup, the Pain Olympics, 1 Guy, 1 Jar, 2
Lemon
Guys,
Party,
1 Horse. Those were
yeah.
that.
Kids in a Sandbox.
I don't remember Lemon Party. I haven't seen that. Oh no! Don't tell me it's kids getting killed in a.
No, it's
dude.
this,
What?
this dude
Oh,
just
thank
like
God. Okay.
gaping his penis hole with this fucking giant dildo. You're like, oh shit.
Oh!
It's fucked up.
Yeah! Holy! you know, like when people compare, like, they're like, yeah, a woman giving birth is the equivalent to a guy stretching his lower lip over his head. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, this muscle is literally not designed to do that. I don't understand how that compares, because this muscle is literally not designed to do that. And then there's guys that shove dildos with 5 inches in circumference up their pee holes.
You gotta work your way up to it. Yeah.
What?
You don't just start there. It's a slow process. There's a whole
you still, God. There's a whole community for it. Yeah, like that is just. Oh, I'm glad I didn't watch that. I'm glad I didn't watch that one.
I think the internet has truly fucked up all of
You'll play it for me when I visit you. If I ever visit you, you're gonna be like, hey man, we gotta get you cultured, man. No, you gotta get you cultured.
Rip the Band-Aid off. No, I think the internet, I just had this conversation with my partner. She's a streamer and a YouTuber, and like we were just talking about how the internet has just like fucked the world up. Access to all of this shit that you should have never have had access to. But it's just weird to consider. Technology that has progressed us so much has really fucked us up significantly as a culture and society. Social media and like social media, pornography, like violent videos, like I just remember growing up, not even just like the violent gory shit and like beheadings, but like just watching fight videos and fight comps and like World Star, like just like fight culture in general, like bum fights, like all that shit, violence, dude, like, and just being programmed with that shit 24/7. And then you introduce SSRIs into the question and the equation, and then you do the research and you go, every mass shooting that has happened in the last 2 decades, not 99% or 90%, 100% of mass shootings, those people have been on SSRIs or are just getting off of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That should make you
That's,
really question some shit.
That's I said, I mean, the downfall of civilization is going to be systematic, and it's going to be done, it's going to be done from the inside out. I mean, here's my thoughts on the, I don't think Charlie Kirk was murdered, right? I know, in fact, I know he was assassinated, right? Like I can almost with certainty say he was assassinated, and that the guy that is arrested, and on trial for having killed him, he didn't take the kill shot.
No,
that was that shot was a distraction, right? There is a real shot that took place from something, and the whole idea is, why would they have the assassination be public like that? Why would they set it up to? It's because they want us pointing fingers at each other. They want us hating ourselves within here. I don't even think it was the American government. I think it was I think.
Who got exposed in the process? Who 2 minutes after the shooting happened was the only prime minister of any country ever to say we didn't assassinate him? Like a guilty fucking hand in the jar. Netanyahu goes, we had nothing to do about it. Oh no shit! Why would you say that? 5 minutes after he got his fucking throat garden hosed in front of everyone. Hosed, which makes me
literally, dude. Because thought that was like it looked like a Sweeney Todd.
Because we look at holographic.
I'm like, this is a Sweeney Todd thing.
Holographic technology. I might even debate it didn't happen. Holographic projection. I might even debate it didn't happen. Now go do some research on that tonight about the holographic projector that was used in the back of the tent, that was set up as a camera that the executive producer went to immediately and took down. That's evidence, dude. You don't just take down that camera and pack up and leave. That was actually a holographic projector.
Whoa!
Type in Charlie Kirk holographic projector. You'll go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah. Yeah. Charlie Kirk holographic projector. Why am I on Grok? I need to stop using Grok.
Do you know?
Grok literally doesn't give you the right answer the first time.
I wouldn't do it on Grok. I would just even search in the regular search thing. You'll find some information to go from there. Like Google's cooked now. You can't look anything up on Google.
Latest. Charlie Kirk is not dead. It was a holographic projector. Fake AI blood, zero blood on anyone carrying him to the vehicle, not an ambulance. Mossad security team immediately grabbed the SD memory card, handed it off, and exited. The other guys immediately grabbed the lavalier. Bro, this is posted October. Look at, you know how I know that this is, you know what's really crazy? I can tell that this is probably true because of the fact that it has been suppressed to the point of only having 2 views.
We'll view it. Yeah. So
how does this have 2 views?
So X's
now it has 3. Look, it just ticked up 3 views.
X's algorithm changed so dramatically the second Charlie Kirk got assassinated.
I didn't even think about that, but you're right. That I remember, like you're right. I
was talking a lot about it.
Elon's posting how's your timeline looking? Is your timeline looking better? It was like a week after his assassination.
That's when I got shadow banned. I've been shadow banned since, and I was doing a lot of research on this stuff. And I think I was even commenting or I was talking about this stuff, and I was doing a lot of research about it on here. And that's when I initially I got shadow banned. Yeah. But yeah, no, there's actual videos explaining all of it. Maybe I'll find it here.
The lav mic that was on Kirk's lapel was the projector for the hologram, and it merely short-circuited on command from the Mossad super soldier. And the whole diversion of the holographic blood and spectacle allowed the Mossad to escape. They're waterboarding Charlie Kirk's real personage at Guantanamo right now.
I don't know, dude. I don't know about that.
Okay, I don't know about that. I mean,
Here, I'll send you some random ass fucking ones. I just typed it in the YouTube, the first thing, the hologram theory.
Oh, wait. This whole thing, it just gets weirder. So what if, say, the real Charlie Kirk walked out and threw the hats, shook hands, and then sat down? Could the holographic projector throw up some sort of thing where it could look like him sitting there while he ducks down the trap door? Strange. That is
They cemented over that entire thing a week later. They cemented over the entire site. They cemented over the entire...
What do you mean cemented?
Dude, they did construction over the exact site where he was assassinated at. And they laid concrete over it. Yeah, dude. They laid concrete over that.
No!
And there is a pipe there. There is a trapdoor pipe that was there. That's part of the original construction plans for the auditorium there. And they completely constructed over it.
Concrete laid over Charlie Kirk assassination location. Concrete pavers were installed at the site where Charlie Kirk was fatally shot during an event on September 15th, 2025.
Whose father owns the
September 15th?
Dude,
September 15th? That was 4 days after his assassination. 5 days.
4 days, dude. 5 days after. And Tyler Robinson's father was the owner of the construction company that paved over it.
Wait,
yes, dude. His dad is the owner of the construction.
No,
we're at a very strange part in the simulation.
No. Wait, dude, what? Although social media claims suggest that a construction company owned by the father of the suspect, Tyler Robinson, is responsible for the work, there is no credible evidence linking Precision Granite and Marble LLC
it says that.
to the
What
site renovations. There's no credible information. Precision Granite and Marble LLC. Wow.
Someone
University
strange
described the
owns it.
changes
It
as
might
part
not
of
be
safety improvements.
Yeah, safety improvements, bro.
Yeah, what? Okay, so here's my follow-up question. What is it? The site where Trump's assassination was attempted.
Yeah.
How long was it locked down for? How long was it locked down for? What do they call it? Like quarantined for evidence? Was it quarantined
I don't think it was long.
Evidence? More than 5 days, right?
It had to be more than 5 days. Yeah, dude.
Like that's it. That's a crime scene. They paved over the crime scene.
Concrete and paving over where Charlie Kirk got assassinated 5 days after he got assassinated is dirty work, dude. That is diabolical. That is diabolical, dog. This is the biggest assassination of the year. Of the fucking decade. Of the century. Couldn't name a bigger assassination attempt that is divided politics and left versus right and your neighbor versus your dad, you know, like and 5 days after.
Do you think it was fake?
Man, I don't know. I'm nihilistic.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I don't believe anything anymore. No, I don't believe anything anymore, dude. I think nothing's real. Nothing is real except for you.
Hey,
I don't even know if you're real.
I'm just a projection of pixels, man. I don't even know
that you're real.
I'm just a projection of pixels as far as you're concerned, right? Like,
dude, yeah.
And sound waves.
So, but we live in the age where you can't believe anything you see or hear anymore. especially with AI. It'll get exponentially worse. So propaganda.
But if it has the watermark, that's how you know. You have to rely on a watermark.
Yeah.
So what
dude, the
happens when
watermark
something
is-
real happens
Yeah.
and something really terrible and real happens? And then they just add the watermark to it. So everyone just assumes that didn't happen.
Project Bluebeam.
What is that?
Go
What is
down
Project
the-
Bluebeam?
Just go down the rabbit hole, dude. Go down the
Yeah.
down the Project Bluebeam rabbit hole tonight, and we'll pick it up tomorrow.
Oh, wait, sorry, my AirPod. I put one AirPod away and it disconnected both of them. Wait.
Nice.
Okay, I'm connected again. I gotta charge like one AirPod at a time.
Classic Apple product.
Right?
Yeah.
For real.
Weird, dude. Yeah. This is a good chat today. A lot of
man.
good insights.
Thanks for coming on, man.
I think we'll definitely have more chats soon. So
Heck yeah.
first of many.
Please, yeah. It doesn't always have to be like a like a scheduled thing. I'm literally live until I figure out an income.
So what are you trying
hopefully.
to do with that, dude? Are you trying to get a streaming income?
I literally just need to figure out how to get my bills paid in the way that takes as little time for me as possible away, so that I can focus all of my time and energy towards building this up. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that, dude.
And yeah. But yeah, so literally anytime you see me live, like since you follow me, you'll probably see on the right side, you'll just see. I think it shows people when I'm live usually. And
Sick.
yeah, you're literally welcome to click and pop in as there's just always a link there. You're welcome to pop in as a speaker anytime. Usually I'm just playing video games, waiting for someone cool to stop in so we can have dope conversation.
Yeah, I want to pick this back up. I want to do some research on a couple items tonight and send you some links.
Okay.
I think it's
good. And you can send me some stuff to live react to, some stuff to watch.
Yeah, for sure. I want to continue that. I think it's important in this day and age to be having these conversations. I was that kid in college that would sell weed from his apartment next to campus and have conspiracy theory videos playing on YouTube in 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014. And I'd have 15 kids like, watching and talking about shit that they would have never. I bet you they're thinking about some of that shit today, because a lot of what I was saying back then, they're like, holy shit, fucking Grizz might have been on something. So, yeah, dude.
That's cool. You go by Grizz in your personal circles?
Yeah,
circles?
I've picked up the nickname Grizz. My last name's Griznowski, so Grizz is like a classic Polish name, but a lot of consonants, and no one can ever say it when they look at it. So they're just like, hey, "You're Grizz." I've had a pretty grizzly attitude my whole life.
There you go.
Yeah, man. Well, good chatting today. Oh, nice fella. I gotta go love on my dog.
This is Mr.
Play some
Miyagi.
video games. Mr. Miyagi.
Oh yeah. Thanks. Meow.
Oh, Mr. Miyagi. Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Sick, dude. Well, bro, I'm gonna finish up my food, play some video games.
Hell yeah,
chatting, brother.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna restart the stream and play some games until I pass out. So.
Fuck yeah, bro. Well, you have a good one. I'll hit you up. Good.
Thanks for having me on. Great, man. Pleasure having you on.
For sure.
Welcome, man. Super good. Peace. That was awesome. That was great. That was super great. Huh, Mr. Miyagi? Huh. Oh, yeah.